Hey, it's the homie Fast Coop, and you are now welcome to the crib. I'm gonna need you to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Yeah, man, they saying the boy Game just dropped that diss track, Freeways Revenge. Yeah, he got real disrespectful to the boy Rick Ross, man. If you don't know, yeah, it just went down. The Game actually just dissed Rick Ross while everybody probably sleep. You feel me? Well, they ain't sleep in LA. You feel me? They ain't sleep on the West Coast. They sleep on the East Coast. So Rick Ross got to really wipe the crust out his eyes. you feel what I'm saying? And yeah, go walk up in that booth because he got the booth in his house anyway at the paradise, the promised land, excuse me. Yeah, now go take your ass into the studio in the promised land and try to deliver something back. You feel me? But my thoughts on the situation, if y'all don't know, let me start at the beginning now. Drake and Rick Ross been having a back and forth, right? It's alleged to be over Christina Mackey. Christina Mackey is Rick Ross's ex-girlfriend, all right? And they saying that Drake gave her tickets to one of his shows and flew her out. Now, even before that, Rick Ross and Drake been having some type of animosity over each other, between each other, excuse me, and it's alleged to be over French Montana. I guess Drake filed a cease and desist on a record of French Montana's, and they took it some type of way for some reason. But me personally, I just feel like niggas is hating on Drake. That's another conversation. Now, repeatedly, we've seen Rick Ross kind of jab at Drake, and it kind of got to the point where he kind of was overdoing it, to the point where I'm like, damn, even me, I'm like, yo, is he trying to bully him? Like, you know what I mean? Like Drake, he like a good kid at the end of the day. He could rap, but it's like you trying to bully him. You feel me? Like, so Game caught it. I knew I wasn't bugging. I knew y'all wasn't bugging either. Game caught it too. Like, what's up with this nigga? You feel me? Mind you, Game and Rick Ross got records together. They did that Ali Boumaier, you feel me, on that Red Jesus, I think. Game had an album called like Red Jesus, and the song's actually on Grand Theft Auto. The last Grand Theft Auto that came out was actually on the soundtrack. You feel me? So if you play the game, you know what song I'm talking about. 2 Changes on the record. But Game pretty much touched upon, his health, Rick Ross's health, saying Rick Ross is unhealthy. He's a couple lemon pepper wings away from a heart attack. You feel me? How he drugs women. He was also saying that Rick Ross pretty much, he can't control his bowel movements. You feel me? He talking about he be shitting on himself like, you know what I mean? Like, you feel me? He got shit stains in his drawers type of shit. Like, you feel me? Saying that he don't take care of gunplay. He also said that Rick Ross be trying to act like he's Haitian. You feel me? So I mean, at the end of the day, for them to work together, shoot a music video together, and for the Game to come at him, I know it's definitely a marketing strategy, but I think he just kind of just wanted to anyway. I think he wasn't feeling them for real. You feel me? Like, the fact that you was a CEO at one point in time, and then from the fact that Game is from the West Coast and the real Rick Ross is from the West Coast, and you ain't never take care of the real Rick Ross, you ain't never pay him for the likeness of his name. You feel me? And if y'all don't know, the real Rick Ross was actually a real drug dealer from LA. He didn't gang bang, he just hustled, but he grew up with Crips. And the fact that Rick Ross didn't pay him for his likeness, and he took his persona, his image, the beard, and everything, the bald head, like you know what I mean? Like, he took it and he ran with it and he made money off of it. And every time the real Rick Ross is in the vicinity of this Rick Ross, be like leaving and kind of be giving them the runaround. They don't really get to have a cordial conversation and actually speak upon things they should speak on. And I feel like, that conversation needs to happen. And then even moving forward from there, like, the real Rick Ross, he stopped tripping. He said, "I ain't gonna chase him around or whatever the case is. It is what it is. I'm a hustler." And then, that makes me look at, Mr. Rose in a way, because it's like, yo, if you a hustler, you gotta take care of what you gotta take care of, and that's something that you gotta take care of. If you got the money, you should. You over here talking about fish tanks and marble floors, and forgetting that you had cars and stuff, and you know what I mean, just doing a lot of talking. You feel me? Talking about mansions and stuff. Why don't you take care of that man? You use his name. You feel me? But you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, bro. You know what I mean? But I just feel like, Ross, you in a situation now. You're gonna have to deal with them power rules. You got to deal with them cedar blocks from fruit towns. It's gonna get real political. You feel me? Even some lokes too, man. You feel me? Like, Ross, you don't want to be put in a bad light with the gangs, bro, because you was a CO. So it's like they already don't like you. You don't want to keep having that perspective on you of you being a CEO. Like when you asking for attention, you're gonna get attention. You see what I'm trying to say? Like you gotta be humble with it. And if you do something that has to have a good reason behind it. When you start doing too much, you're gonna get too much in return. You dig what I'm saying? So now you getting what you asked for, bro. You was barking and now someone's barking back. So what you gonna do now? Yeah, you better take yourself to that little studio you got in the promised land, like you keep talking about. You feel me? I mean, like no, but I ain't gonna hold you. I expect Rick Ross to diss back. You know what I mean? I don't see him being quiet because he went at it with 50, and 50 like kind of on the same level in terms of controversial. 50's worse, but out of everybody who beef with 50, Game performed the best. You feel me? Like Game be ready for that. I mean, like I ain't gonna hold you. Game ain't really lose that. You could say Game won against 50. You know what I mean? You could say that. I mean, you can't really say Game lost. You feel me? But y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. The crib.